From claiming to take Adesanya's head off last year to now congratulating him for his win and calling him out for a fight, Khamzat Chimaev's making rounds in the UFC universe after his chilling warning to Izzy. But what did he say? See you soon. Chimaev took to Twitter to congratulate the newly crowned middleweight king Adesanya. But immediately after congratulating him, he said, "See you soon." It's clear that he's eyeing a fight against Izzy for the middleweight title. He even mentioned Dana White in another tweet and asked him to make it happen. His tweets have received a mixed reaction from the fans, though. Not a lot of them think that Chimaev deserves a title shot against Izzy. I mean, yeah, he's still undefeated in his career, but he hasn't faced the same kind of competition as Adesanya has. And that's exactly what most of the fans were saying under his tweets. He needs to fight at least one or two higher-ranked middleweight fighters to make his way up to the champ. But there's still a way this fight can happen sooner rather than later. If Khamzat draws enough attention, this fight's a possibility. Chimaev has a habit of drawing attention, and he's pretty good at it. This isn't the first time he has called Izzy out for a fight. Last year, he even said that he'd rip Adesanya's head off if he got the chance to fight him. The stylebender did respond, but said that he has to climb his way to the top. This time, again, he's doing the same thing, mentioning the UFC president, calling out the champ, and writing "See you soon." And if Dana White feels like this is the fight the world wants to see, and if it's something that's gonna generate the dough, he'll give the go-ahead in no time. All Khamzat has to do is keep creating the hype and calling out Izzy. At the end of the day, he might be successful, but there's one problem though. Izzy's coach, Eugene Behrman, has already said no to a fight against the Swedish fighter. "We can't be ridiculous," he said when asked about the potential fight against Khamzat. Whoa, and he wasted no time in saying that. Behrman's also saying exactly what the fans are saying. He said the middleweight belt is the most prestigious title in MMA, and you can't just walk around giving away opportunities to everyone. Eugene said Khamzat hasn't fought any tough dude in his UFC career so far, let alone the middleweight division. By giving him a shot at the belt, you're devaluing the organization and the sport as well. He said what guys like Anderson Silva and Michael Bisping did would be devalued. Chimaev needs to fight some guys in the division first and earn his title shot. But he also acknowledged the fact that there's also the business side of things. Also, if this is something that interests the organization, this might become a possibility. He's absolutely right though. If you say that Chimaev deserves a title shot, you are wrong. Just look at the guys he has fought in his career. It's nothing compared to the competition Izzy's faced. Khamzat made his debut back in 2020 against some average fighters. He did win 3 fights in a row in less than 2 months. This is why everyone was so excited about him, and he became an instant sensation. Borz was set to face his toughest test yet in the shape of Nate Diaz, but that bout got canceled multiple times.
If Nate Diaz gets that right leg over, he's got it. He locked it down. Nate Diaz says he's gonna win. Look at Nate Diaz. Double fingers and a fully locked and tied. It is all over. Whoa! Nate Diaz by submission.
First because of COVID, and then finally, when everything looked set, Khamzat weighed in way over the limit. People even accused him of disrespecting Diaz. He came back with a bang though. He ran over guys like Gilbert Burns and Kevin Holland with ease, defeating Burns via unanimous decision and Holland via first-round submission. Since then, he's been waiting for someone to accept a fight against him. Of course, on the other hand, the last style bender fought just about everyone in the division. He has defeated guys like Alex Pereira, Anderson Silva, Robert Whittaker, Kevin Gastelum, and the list goes on. This is what you call the resume of a true champion.
And then he's going to go to the leg again. Knockdown for Adesanya! Concentrate! That is it! Still undisputed!
And Chimaev's asking for a fight against this guy? Nah, that's too much. But if somehow Dana White and all the parties involved come to an agreement, I'm sure it's gonna attract a lot of eyeballs. It's gonna be a big event in terms of pay-per-view, because no matter how many fans think that Khamzat doesn't deserve a title shot, everyone's still gonna tune in to see this event. With that being said, who has a better shot at winning this one? Izzy has an edge over him in pretty much everything. The way Adesanya approaches a fight is just amazing. Khamzat is someone who's a very aggressive fighter. He likes to push the pace of the fight and to push his opponents to the limit. He's always looking to finish the fight quickly, whether it's by knockout or submission. But Izzy, on the other hand, is a completely different fighter. He likes to keep a cool head at all times during a fight and is always coming up with different strategies in mind. He's always patient, looking for openings to finish off his opponents. And in a sport like MMA, if you need to win a main event, you need to keep a cool head. There's no chance that a fighter who's always trying to rush things will win. Nah, that's not happening. Not every time, at least. Have you guys noticed the look on his face whenever Izzy's fighting? That's the look of someone who's calm, composed, and confident. But when we talk about the physical aspects of the fight, it's a tough one to call. I'm talking about grappling and striking. One of the things that Chimaev is famous for is his grappling. He's really good at taking the fight to the ground. It's where he's the most dangerous. But it doesn't mean that Izzy's a weak grappler. He's also very good. But grappling isn't something he's known for. Adesanya's way better than him at striking, though. With his background in kickboxing, there's hardly a match for his striking. He can come at you from anywhere in the octagon. He has some serious power in his legs. They can do a lot of damage to anyone. And don't even get me started on his pure striking power. That's just outrageous. And we got a glimpse of it only recently. The way he knocked Pereira out cold with those scary punches.
Again, the hit is so dangerous.
I think Chimaev's gonna have some serious problems when it comes to this. Izzy only needs 1 or 2 clean strikes and the game's over for his opponents. That's how good he is. Still, Chimaev just might have a little edge over him in one thing, and that's his ability to finish the fight. I mean, he's only won 1 fight via decision out of his 12 wins. All the others have been either knockouts or submissions. I mean, this speaks volumes about the kind of fighter he is. He's a proper finisher. On the other hand, Izzy's a very technical fighter. He's known for outscoring his opponents. Izzy's won 8 fights via decision so far in his UFC career. This tells us how he approaches his fights and what goal he has in mind. I think at the end of the day, it's all gonna come down to who's the most experienced fighter, and Chimaev doesn't even come close to him in terms of experience. He's relatively new to the UFC and hasn't faced the same amount of competition as Izzy. Having said all this, I think it's going to be one heck of a fight. I'd love to watch this one. That's all for me on Chimaev's warning to Adesanya.